first time that O2 Ardeont found themselves in a quarterfinal match, Wolf. It was against Element Mystic, and that was a reverse sweep. Can they do it again 2 seasons in a row? I'm inclined to say no.
I'm inclined to say no as well. Because of the level of
play that we've been seeing from this squad today.
Remember also that the reason why Element Mystic lost was because they choked, and they had never really been in the face of defeat before, whereas Bellum has seen all elements of defeat now. I don't think they're going to choke here necessarily. But let's take a look at the composition. Stellar on the Tracer. Again, Ivy underperformed on that hero, so that's another thing. Stellar did sub, of course, to Tracer when...
Oh, this is a bad start.
Yeah. He would play the Tracer when Sombra was not relevant, or when they were struggling with the Sombra. He's just going to hope to do it again.
Yeah, he's like, well, will he think that I've shifted?
Well, just burns about 20 seconds of time, honestly.
Yep. Weakens him considerably, and now it's going to be Rain. Happy. Shutting down O2 Ardeont single-handedly on these initial pushes.
Watch how quickly Humbaba's like, well, we're resetting.
All right.
Boosting away.
Everybody get back here.
So on Volskaya...
He can't shoot us if we hide in this building.
Volskaya is obviously a map where the Widow defense is so important, and where the defender has an advantage. Spamming emotes here. Climax had enough of that. They're going to force Climax into position here. They're going to try to force him around this corner where he can
Body
flank.
Shot on the Climax, then a follow-up on the Rain, but not going to be finding the kills this time. And that Climax does manage to get rid of that Genji. Nice. Going to be falling down. Not sure what position he's in. If there's going to be a res from Jara, but it's unlikely at the moment, as Jara is also under fire. Passive regen coming in.
Yeah, Nice has already respawned. He's got the long run back.
Right around the side, Climax barely missing that shot on the Happy. Nearly does have that infrasight ready to go. Tag into the back of Rio as he dives in. Bubble not fast enough to prevent that. Sababa goes low, wrapping around the side, goes up into the air. The pocket coming through for the emergency. Will keep him alive, and the first tick has already been gained for the side of O2 Ardeont as they play forward in onto the point. Now Climax finds to pick up there on a 1J lead. The res coming down. Stellar looking for the one clip. Can't finish him off, but Climax manages to do so. Pulse bomb out. Rio gonna fall, and that should be the cap coming in for O2 Ardeont.
Envy with some nice rocket boosters there to try to buy time to try to get his team back into position. Bellum ends up with ult advantage here, but it's a 6-minute time bank now on the attack. The Dragon Blade is ready to go. O2 Ardeont knows this. We'll see if Stellar will switch over to the Brigitte as they try to push through, or if he's just going to stick with the Tracer. They can at least bait out these ultimates once with the first fight here without the Brigitte, and we may see switches come through after that. They're looking for the double cap here. If possible, Valkyrie to open up.
For Humbaba looking to lock down Jara. He's up into the sky with that Valkyrie. Dragon Blade out. Nice finds one. Trying to kite his way out to safety, but Stellar finds him from behind, taking him down. It's going to be a 1-for-1 here as he will go down. No res to be found. Bellum stopping that first initial push, but O2 Ardeont haven't really used any meaningful ultimates.
Nice is going to switch to the Tracer. They just want a little bit more mobility and consistent damage than Genji is going to provide with this much of a time bank to burn through. That way Nice can. Tracer can do more damage, overall damage output than a Genji with no Dragon Blade.
Taking that mirror matchup. Violet going to get jumped on for us. They use the Transcendence as the double dive comes through. Trying to make his way over onto the point. He's still hovering on the high ground at the moment as he jumps over to the side. Comes back out, pops his head out, manages to take down Rio. Now it's going to be a simple start up into the air here from the side of Humbaba. Res comes down onto Rio. Violet under fire, will be eliminated, and comes up with that kill with the pulse bomb from Stellar. Gets rid of 1J Lee. No Zenyatta's on either side, and now it's going to be no mercies as both of them get taken out. And onto the point, looking for that first tick, nearly having it. Self-destruct going to be thrown down by Envy, looking to zone them back. Yakpung not going to die, still playing for it. They're so dangerously close to finally getting that tick coming through. With Yakpung going down Humbaba out of the mech, which might just be the halt here for O2 Ardeont, who have to regroup.
Yeah, they have to regroup indeed. Ooh, playing with fire here is Climax. Happy, even if he died there, would have had a quick respawn. Climax doesn't get the kill, it ends up being just ships passing in the night, those two sniper rounds across the way. For O2 Ardeont now, they don't have any ultimates to push through this. And, you know, the Stellar has come up big on this Tracer, but not enough to really start to capture a point.
Dive in, they saw the Violet got weakened significantly. Manages to stay alive. Stellar operating on the low ground at the moment, just going to be kiting around into the backside. Looking for an unaware support, perhaps.
You and I have talked about this a lot, but this comp gets really awkward on the attack.
Oh, Infrasight's in. Happy going to go down. 1J Lee answers on the Stellar. Pulse bomb from Nice gets Climax. No DPS. That should just be the shutdown onto this push because Happy's going to be rest back through.
For the attackers on this point, when you're trying to run this comp, to dive forward with your tank line exposes your back line. As you can see here, Rio is able to find and pick up the supports
and
here.
That's just going to be 20 more seconds. Make it more. Humbaba going to be popped out. Now they're looking for Yakpunk.
So the MVP Space Foxes series, where we had a tie on this map, both teams tried to run this comp for B and came up with nothing, not a single tick. That's why we ended up having a draw there, because it's so difficult to use. You can't use Reinhardt Zarya here because you can't get into position. If you try to use your tanks to dive when you try to think the enemy Widow is low, then the enemy Winston and D.Va will go kill your supports. And the defender always has respawn advantage. So if you trade, you're losing as the attacker. So it's very difficult to really open up a point without a big initiation like a Genji, for example, something that can get you 2 kills, 3 kills to start controlling the point. And O2 Ardeont is just simply not willing to run that right now with Stellar in the booth.
Well, Violet's going to be dead. Off the bat, now no Transcendence Rain. Can he get a res? Like the answer is going to be no. Yakpunk playing forward. He actually commits some primal range to this. So we'll be trying to play forward. Violet now going to be rezzed. Into the fight as Rio goes into the back with a primal range. Gets stacked up a little bit, finds the Tracer, gets a couple hits, and Humbaba opens things up with a double kill there as Happy and Chara both go down. Charge forward here. Transcendence escorting in the rest of the team by Violet. Stellar comes back around, Pulse ready to go. Maybe looking for Rio. He doesn't need it. He'll just get eliminated, and now 1J Lee so far away from the point. Will get eliminated in the first tick. Will be coming down for O2 Ardeont. Might have actually just converted this into a map win.
They have total control for them right now. It was the self-destruct that got the opening kills like I was talking about. Now they see the control.
Tag into the back, the Pulse coming down, not going to be fun to pick, but Happy is going to go dangerously low, and Envy's going to get shredded out of the mech. And probably
nice
from
armor.
there going to be eliminated. You would think he's still going to be alive as the Baby D.Va spamming away with the pistol. Trying to get back into that one. Happy manages to take down Yakpunk. Humbaba with the self-destruct tosses it up, looking for the pick, not going to find it. Nearly gets the cap, 98.6%, and Happy will fall. They have to stay in onto this one. O2 Ardeont at the moment not able to play forward. Don't have that tank line, but they can keep the fight going. They can keep chaining this together and maintain that high percentage. Another Transcendence now from Violet, building up another one in the course of this fight. The one clip coming in from Stellar, taking down 1J Lee after the pulse onto Rio, eliminates him. Happy going down. It seems like O2 Ardeont might just be able to win this one out. They get the final elimination there on Chara, and they will get the completion. It's only 1 minute and 16 seconds on the clock, however.
But given these two teams' strengths and how they play the B attack, the Widow Tracer, very difficult to get a good time bank. Given they were able to get completion at all on the back of Humbaba's self-destruct, which got opening kills there, followed up by the Transcendence, the fact that they were able to get completion is a great sign for this team, because as we swap to attack for Bellum, given their hero pools for the players that are in the booth right now, with Nice still here, no CCJ, they will likely run the same attack, and they will run into the very same problems with a good tank line. Humbaba and Yakpunk from O2 Ardeont threatening the supports. Happy's going to be trying to run that Widow on B, and that's assuming they get A, right, which is a reasonable assumption from Volskaya, usually on attack. So that is going to be a great feeling if you're an O2 Ardeont fan, because it feels like for the first time, honestly, for the first time in this series, they have like real control over a map. They were able to do what many teams have not succeeded in. They made the Widow Tracer work, and it was really Humbaba who got the self-destruct there in conjunction with that.
Yeah,
that opened up the point.
Really, really good opening from him.
So now, if you're at Bellum, you've got Nice in the booth. He can play the Genji. You can play the Genji Widow, which almost no one is running on this map right now.
Oh, nice.
Only Alpha Yi.
Stellar. Oh, no. Got the Horde flag.
Well, now
damn
we know
you,
whose side
Stellar!
he's on. Now we know whose side he's on. But
he's dead to me.
Nice is showing this Genji. If they are able to run this, which, again, it's very difficult to, and almost no one's doing it right now, it does offer the burst that the Widow Tracer does not in potential 2Ks, 3Ks that get you that beat. Can even be a double cap if he's able to get A without the blade.
That's a good opening shot. Rio falls low. Climax playing a bit farther forward. Finds another one. Rio just getting tagged in the head. He's got a magnet for these bullets here.
Climax a good Widow, what can we say?
Well,
how many times am I going to curse him tonight?
You jerk. Well, he'll get res back in. Rain pushing him back in the fight. Oh, okay. I need to gather myself here. That was just too funny.
Well, Bellum still has a decent approach here.
Dive in. Nice on the flank here for that pinch, and that's going to be Yakpunk going down. Violet falls. Nice does get traded out. Humbaba finding that kill, but the rest is there from Chara. Climax getting forced back, looking for an angle, just trying to cut down the stairwell here. But Happy gets rid of Rain. No res, first hit coming through. Bellum looking for a near 7-minute time bank as they go ahead and clean up the final members of O2 Ardeont. No one's on the point though.
O2 Ardeont does not necessarily need to switch to the Brigitte here because Nice does not build a lot of a Dragon Blade. They know this. So I think they'll stick Stellar still on the Tracer, although he does tag in to buy some time. Now that he's dead, we may see the opposite, but you're not worried about the Dragon Blade yet. You will be worried about that in a few seconds' time. But they are going to continue to run the Genji Widow, and I think this is much better on the attack than the Tracer Widow.
All right, well, here we go. Push forward, Ultimate's getting ready to come online. They'll have the infra side to help escort them forward. 1J lead nearly with that Transcendence. Minute 16 was the finish from the side of O2 Ardeont. Bellum, can they beat it or at least match it? Start working their way in. Rio jumping up onto the high ground, but Climax finds the headshot, taking him down. Chara, so very far away, has to avoid these shots from the Widow. Happy applying some pressure, but not going to be seeing a res, so that's going to be a halt. Valkyrie, the only ult going to be used.
Well, Blade is almost ready, and that's what this is all about, because on B for Volskaya, you need 3 kills, I think minimum. I think you minimum need 3 kills in order to flip the point on your first team fight. You're not going to win the longer fight against the faster respawn, so...
Depending on, I mean, I'd say as a flat stat, that's...
Yeah, I mean, like, just on average, shall we say. Nice has the opportunity to make that happen. Well, they ideally want to bait out Violet's Transcendence before he pulls the blade, or, of course, just burst him before he can use it. That's a pretty tough ask.
He's going to find the Brig.
Stellar, of course, escapes unscathed, and they still have that Transcend, so multiple different tools to shut down this Dragon Blade at the moment.
Jump onto the high ground yet again here. Rio going to be taking that Discord Orb. He's going to fall low. Pops that. Primal Rage, and does he get the smack off? No, he does not. Follows up, tries to get it again for the Transcendence, and Violet is just going to glide back in onto the point. Hababa, in the meantime, throws out that self-destruct. Manages to find the pick off here onto Chara. A 1 ultimate investment so far from the side of Bellum, and that's all it's going to be. Everybody else peels back.
Huge win, though,
but now
because
there's no Primal Rage.
Exactly, but it's a huge win because now they can use a Transcendence to keep Rio alive. He has that sustainability in the fight. Nice has Dragon Blade versus no Transcendence. Now this time, the focus is going to be to get him into position to kill Stellar with this Dragon Blade. He can do that, then Happy gets high ground control. They have a Transcendence to win the fight, and they could potentially walk away with a huge time bank here if this goes according to plan. The first tough ask is to get Nice in a position to kill the Brigitte. As you can see, they're slowly taking control of this high ground now, looking for where is Stellar.
Happy trying to get control over that high ground. That's going to be dive in as they try to get that res, but Chara's just going to have to bail out of there.
Oh, he's pulling the blade now.
Back, and that's going to be the blade coming through as he goes down, but Stellar shuts it out. Says, I don't think so. Transcendence comes through from 1J lead, but just a bit too late. They try to assist the Genji. Chara getting left on into the backside, answered by Rio as he rejoins, but Yakung's got that Primal Rage. He will have the upper hand. But O2 Ardeont, they're going to maintain control as well as have that rally ready and set to go.
Bellum is going to really be kicking themselves for this commitment.
They pop it through. Violet gets res back in. 1J Lee going to get eliminated. Rio trying to escape. Seems like he will be able to do so.
That was just really over the top, I think. They're going to switch to the Tracer.
Wow. Yeah, there we go. Okay, does get popped out of the mech. For a second, I thought he made it away.
That's a huge stagger. He's going to have to jump off the side.
Yep.
But Nice switches to the Tracer now. They blew everything for that. And all the advantages that they had, everything they were working for, it all just washes away. Had they just, after the death of Happy there, lost the fight and then returned, again, they would have the same ult advantage. But they fought for so long, they gave the rally over to O2 Ardeont. Now they have both support ultimates, so now they have to switch Nice. They switch him off the Tracer again, now onto the Brigitte. And it just looks like desperation here to close this gap and take B.
Still 3 minutes. Bubble coming down, denying that shot coming through from Climax, and we'll hear the Primal Rage going to get used. Rio trying to get some smack offs the side of the map. And Violet still going to be here, still going to be fine. Have both of their ultimates ready to roll. No pressure applied to Violet yet. Has not had to use that Transcendence, but the Valkyrie will open things up. Up the struck from Humbaba, finds another one. Happy going to be going down. Shutting out the Widow and forcing the res out from Chara. Climax res back in from Rain now. Violet's still spamming away. A couple tags, but he'll be fine, and 1J Lee will get taken out. Elimination coming through. Stun in onto Chara as he was mid-air. Both supports dead. Bellum halted again.
Halted hard. And with this comp, you know, we talked about how Tracer Widow struggles because your identity is kind of split between dive and long-range hit scan. This comp can deal with counter dive coming out from Ardeont, but Ardeont's just not playing into Bellum's hands because they know there's a Brigitte there. This comp has absolutely no initiation outside of the self-destruct. They're going to use this Infrasight because they're hoping for picks. They're hoping to take B off of Happy popping off and getting an angle. So difficult to actually execute that.
Decent first little flick shot there on a Humbaba, but not going to result in much. Happy does find Rain. That's going to be massive. Lions still holding on to that Transcendence Bull popping, and that's going to be the rally coming through. Happy has to jump away, keeping himself alive. Looking for a hit into the back. Knows where that enemy Widow is, but Climax has some armor. And Happy goes low. Calls Chara over, keeping him alive. Envy gets the kill on a Yakima before the Primal Rage can come through, but Climax wins the Widow battle. Something struck out from Humbaba. Not going to be finding any pickoffs. A rare one here. It seems like he's been landing those on the multiple members every single time he tosses it. Answering self-destruct. Climax able to cut his way out to safety. Envy makes it back into the mech.
They're starting to get control.
Yakpunk coming back through, will have that Primal Rage ready to roll, can buy a lot of time here for the side of O2. First hit comes down, 1J Lee gonna be eliminated, and I'm not sure if that res is gonna be up here yet for Chara.
Don't think so, he already used it on Happy.
Yeah, Violet finds the kill, nearly another Transcendence ready to go for the Zenyatta, who's still holding on to his armor. And the retreat call comes through, Bellum kite their way back. It's less than a minute remaining, even if they can get this completion and try to keep their hopes alive. It might be in overtime.
They almost have another Infrasight for Happy, who was able to get those opening kills. Exactly what I was talking about before, you have to get those kills, then you can win the longer fight. But they don't have the Infrasight, so it's gonna take them longer to build that. I don't even know if he ever will. And it's going to be pretty predictable this time when they try to do it. I don't know if he'll be able to get that same headshot onto Rain that he got previously. This is their last chance. We're going to a fourth map here. Well played by Ardeont so far. It's got to be now or never.
1J Lee. Rest back through Climax. On the prowl. Some shots coming in. 1J Lee trying to spam his way up in for a Transcendence. Primal Rage out from Rio. Goes down to about half HP. Rejoins in onto the point. Stellar under fire. They chase forward. Transcendence comes down. Violet going to be keeping him alive. The Baby Diva going to keep falling as Happy finds the shot. Rally coming through from both sides. It's Nice and Stellar both going to be using those at the same time. And we're into OT as they get closer and closer. No one's tagging in. They're just going to let it go. Way too late.
Well,
O2 Ardeont.
Could
have halted that one, but at least they get a push with some time in the bank.
It's a chaotic moment, and in that moment, perhaps they thought that someone was on the point. They could try to have a more coerced effort to, or sorry, more coordinated effort to kill them and then get the win there. So they were hoping to not bleed in respawns and then eventually lose it. So they played greedy, is basically what I'm trying to say. They were hoping to not delay, but actually win a crushing fight and not inevitably lose B, but actually win it. They calculate the risk because they know that they have the better time bank, or they have a time bank at all. But now what's really exciting is, will we see, because this is such a small time bank, will we see attempted Goats comp here on A from O2 Ardeont? They stray so far away from that. Or will we get to see Humbaba's Roadhog again? Perhaps it'll be Violet. When you have such a small time bank like this, you're very often kind of forced to play these tank compositions because that's the most efficient way you're going to get a cap without ultimates, with the sustained healing that you have, etc. We may still have a draw on our hands here. Well, let's see how O2 Ardeont wants to play this for the defense. Nice is forced to play Brigitte because they don't know whether it's going to be that tank comp or the dive. Brigitte is basically required against both in this small time that they have to work with. 70 seconds left. Happy stays on Widow. Any kills for O2 Ardeont are huge on this because all they need is one tick.
Yep.
Doesn't matter about delay, it's just the first fight win. We're basically in sudden death right now for Bellum. One mistake is the end of this map.
Can they pull off the draw? Looking forward. Happy. Waiting on this flank angle. Trying to get the supports to come in. Gets a body shot onto Stellar. Tag into the head of Yakpunk. He's going to be taken out of the mech.
Yeah. And being pushed back.
Spamming away with the pistol, trying to get himself back in, but he's only at 28%. Stellar poking in from the top side now.
They have to get on the point.
That's going to be Rain going down. Happy finds that opening shot, but Rio's going to fall. Chara dashes over, trying to get the res, and seems like he might be able to do so, but now it's Nice going down. Envy, however, gets rid of the Tracer. Climax gets rid of Envy. Back and forth with 12 seconds remaining. Infra sights up. Happy looking for the shot. Wants to welcome either that Widow or that Zenyatta around the corner.
So much time is being burnt here. Bellum is doing so well with this.
First quarter shot coming in. Waiting for the poke out. Finds the shot. Happy gets climax in midair. Overtime is ticking away. O2 Ardeont have to be in onto the point. Seller with his pulse bomb could definitely open things up, but he's not going to get a chance to use it. Happy finds another shot. He's putting the team on his back. He gets climax again. Shutting down O2 here on Volskaya. Violet dead. They trade one back. Chara's going to fall, but Happy is just filling the kill feed with these shots on this Widowmaker. They have to use a primal rage just to take him down, and even then, he's not going to fall. Oh my goodness.
What a play. And you know, during that moment, for the first few seconds, I thought to myself, you know when you were watching, when you had that line of sight when you were wondering, he's looking for the Widow or he's looking for the enemy Widow, and or the Zenyatta or the enemy Widow? I was looking at O2 Ardeont, and I thought to myself, like, they've totally botched this. They have to threaten the Widow, they have to step onto the point. They have control of the tanks, and they have a positional advantage. It's Happy in the choke. There's no way that Bellum defend. Happy can only do so much. And then I understood better why O2 Ardeont showed that respect, why they didn't step onto the point with their tanks to try to contest, because when they did, when they were out of time, Happy blew them up. It was insane. I was about to, the first words out of my mouth were about to be, I cannot believe O2 Ardeont squandered their positional advantage and did not step onto the point, did not step around the corner. But when it's that Widow on the other side, stepping around the corner is almost certain death. And in the most stressful, most tense moment, Happy is able to come up with the kills and single-handedly is able to buy enough time for 1J Lee to get a Transcendence and for them to win the longer fight. This series isn't over yet, but it's going to be a long, long road for O2 Ardeont to come back. So
crazy. Absolutely
yeah, I mean,
crazy.
The way that map played out, I think, was very well played on both sides, but I was more impressed with O2 Ardeont, how they played the attack there. But on the defense, you know, they stepped off, they played greedy, and that might end up costing them this series. You know, it certainly could.
I mean, again, this is a grand finalist team from Season 1, maybe getting denied even a semifinal in Season 2 with Bellum looking to get revenge over them. You know, the Volskaya, it was a bit of an odder pick for us. It definitely stood out. It was not what we had kind of anticipated. I think that the Temple of Anubis might have fared a bit better for them. When they did play against each other in that that semifinal match last season, it was a crazy match. It went so long, but they were able to get the victory in the end, and it's just, you know, a more common map for them. But they don't go for it.
When we saw the Stellar pick as well, he's played a lot of Hanzo on Volskaya. But
we didn't see any Hanzo.
I know, and we didn't see any Sombra either, obviously not on Volskaya, not in this meta. But it was clearly a sub of saying Ivy's underperforming on the Tracer right now. We're just going to watch a Happy highlight reel here potentially. But yeah, it was just, it was basically just Stellar saying, look, Ivy, your Tracer's not up to par right now. This is a map that Tracer's super required to be top notch on. It meant that they couldn't run the Genji on attack, which Nice was able to run, even though this season he's really not been playing the Genji like he did last season. So I kind of, that's why I mentioned earlier, I thought CCJ might be like the Genji player if they ever wanted to sub him in, even though he was hit scan, he's been replaced by Happy. It ended up being that extra flexibility that Nice had on the Genji that almost got them B, but they ended up getting the overtime, and then Happy just pops off here. We see the draw come through. So
down to this.
Down to this, man. And we already saw Control dominated by better coordination on the side of Bellum, despite the fact that O2 Ardeont had some, you know, some moments of success, especially with Climax on the Widow. I feel like, you know, there was one moment, I feel like O2 Ardeont almost had the moment where they could bring this series back to, they take back control of the momentum. Maybe we've got another reverse sweep on our hands. Doesn't happen here. We're going to Route 66.
Okay.
So any other defeat here will result in Bellum taking this series now, as the tie, of course, gives map choice to, once again, the losing team. So O2 Ardeont will have this map pick again. Route 66, they have played one game career. 0-1 on this map.
Well, they're going to try to make it work here. 66, the staging grounds for either another reverse sweep or a very short-lived run in the playoffs for O2 Ardeont. Let's see if they can pull this off.
All right, as you can see, it's a map that's not very often played this season, and neither of these teams favored it last season. It was the Sombra map. It was picked most by X6 and Element Mystic when the opportunities were given for that. For the way this map is played nowadays, we see actually a lot of Reinhardt Zarya, especially by teams like Kongbu Panthera. Just Wave made a case for it. They showed us the Alpha E Roadhog flex. I don't know how O2 Ardeont plans on running this map this time, but it's their map pick. Looks like they just want to run the Tracer Widow. Climax will show the Ana first, but we all know that that's just going to be a temporary thing.
Yeah, just going to be swapped, ready to come through. Happy, of course, going to be back on the Widowmaker, because why would you play anything else? So Climax now swapping over to match, but hasn't been able to do that so much in this series so far. He's had a couple pop-off moments, but it really has been Happy overall who's been coming out on top. Pop up over the top, and there you have it.
I mean, he's definitely winning the 1v1s tonight.
Oh yeah,
no doubt about it.
For the shot there on the Violet, not going to be able to find it. Gets a kite back, and knows that Violet is quite dangerous, so we'll just go ahead and kite his way over to safety.
O2 Ardeont, you know, they're not running dive here, and that's no surprise given that they don't really run dive with Stellar in the lineup. It's only when Ivy's here. But it makes it so difficult to get control of line of sight. Happy is just dominating. No one could touch him.
Yep.
He has, look at the difference in ult, 19 to full charge. And I'm not gonna, that has nothing to do with the Ana swap. I mean, this is just, he's doing 5 times as much damage right now. Quite literally 5 times as much.
I mean, 5 times 0 is still 0, Wolf.
Very true.
Time
ticks up, but I mean, like, literally if no one can dive him or threaten him, and he continues to hit headshots, then this cart isn't moving. And if the cart isn't moving, O2 Ardeont's chances of making semifinals again are not moving forward either.
Pretty apt.
Look at this.
Just like that shot. Violet thinking that he was fine.
Has he taken any damage outside of the time that Violet hit him with like a few left clicks, or maybe it was like just 1 or 2 right clicks that touched him? I don't think he's been touched since.
They jumped at him once when he wrapped around the towards the cliffside.
Sure, there was that one moment.
He just grappled away and he took like maybe 30 damage from a Winston.
But he's basically been completely untouched. Yep. And with 1J Lee doing the extra damage plus the...
It's like, I feel like a Tracer sneaking around. Jumps up instantly, but still a very angry D.Va in his face. Pocket coming through. Now they will full commit. Now they will take down Happy. A while for this to occur, however. Climaxing for the shot there on the Char. Not going to be able to get it. 1J Lee going to be using that Transcendence. He tries to push out to safety. Baba going low, will get taken out of that mech. Has a self-destruct if he wants to come mid-in. Sounds like he did. He can go ahead and rejoin. He's going to be fine. Yakplunk getting tagged up. Will get taken down. Does not use that Primal Rage. This gets eliminated, and now this is going to be Bellum charging back forward and getting control over the card yet again.
O2 Ardeont wanted to use that Primal for contest of A, but you could just feel, like, I actually love the observers showing Yakpung. You could just feel the res came through, and you could watch his first person, he's like mostly looking at the ground. He's like himself in disbelief as he just gets shot by Widow after Widow shot after Widow shot. He's discorded, he's hiding behind a wall.
He's having a bad time.
If he pops Primal, they can't use it contest A, and the rest of his team is falling. Climax dies to Happy.
And, okay, got it.
So, you know, it's just the frustrating feel as a Winston who cannot approach the enemy Widow. Another set of armor going to come through here. For Bellum, it's nice, pops that through. O2 Ardeont doesn't have that.
Nope, they did at the start, but then they had to swap up for the Tracer.
Primal committed.
Happy once. Primal out from Yakpung, as you say. Looking for the shot. He's going to get Stellar in the drop. He's got that pulse bomb. That would have been huge for them. They're trying to take down these tanks. Now, to no avail. Shot coming through. Looking for the hit. It's going to be Rain going down. Happy looking to hand deliver a semifinals victory, or semifinals victory, semifinals visitation for Bellum. I'm getting ahead of myself, but Happy, this guy is seeing into the future. He knows where everyone's going to be at every second. He just keeps taking their heads off.
This is the scariest moment for the Bellum.
Another one!
this is the scariest moment for the Bellum coach because they're feeling like Happy might not be in Season 3 of Contenders. He might be on an Overwatch League team after this.
I mean, it's looking that way. He nearly had Stellar there, if not for the jump, if not for the dash away. Self-destruct coming up into the air. Can it find a pick? The answer is going to be no.
Transcendence.
Humbaba making it back into the mech. Transcendence comes down from 1J Lee. Rio into the back with that Primal Rage, just trying to disrupt the members of O2 Ardeont. This is into overtime. They managed to get rid of Happy, but Violet will be traded out as 1J Lee wins that Zenyatta battle. Yakpo comes forward. He goes down. Humbaba charging in, gets locked up. The stun from Nice, shutting down the mech. He'll get knocked out. They barely tag in time, but they can't stick around for very long. Pulse down from Stellar. Nice, very nicely dashes away with the shield bash to keep his teammates safe.
Yeah, almost
from the
got
explosion,
the kill
but
onto
the
the
OT
Tracer.
is plummeting. They chase Stellar away. A full hold comes through on Route 66. Bellum, one very short push away from punching their ticket to a semifinals match versus Kong du Bandera.
And now what do you do? What do you do as O2 Ardeont? You've chosen this map. You've messed with the wrong Widow. Can you dive as O2 Ardeont? You don't have Ivy in the booth. You can't kill Happy. And then you better hope that your Widow has the same amount of success. You better hope that Climax does not die. You better hope that he hits the headshots. Being a Widow player and having moments like Happy just had is not all about your mechanical skill. It's about your team protecting you and making that happen. But that's what sets apart a fantastic Widow from a great Widow, is when you are given opportunities, you just do not miss. It's the same thing we've been saying about Edison all season long. He makes it happen. Climax will now have to do the same thing, but he alone cannot do it. His team will have to play around him in order to make it happen. He is going to have full protection. Looks like they may even commit to the Orisa to make sure.
I mean, you see how far it has to go. O2 Ardeont, they basically just park the cart to pick up some gas.
Yeah, well, you
not
say,
to get a victory. They're just like, I'll just fill it up with regular, you know?
See how far it has to go. I don't know if that's the best way to put it, how short it has to go.
I mean, you can still say how far it has to go. It just sounds a bit more condescending now.
Yeah. Well,
but I mean, what do you want me to say? There's nothing really good to say about O2 Ardeont right now. This is a Season 1 finalist squad that is looking to get knocked out in the first round of the round of 8. The first match.
The fact that they subbed Stellar in because the Ivy was weak on the Tracer today, I think is what cost them the biggest, because now you can see Nice can play Genji, and he will play Genji. There was nothing, no dive, no way to kill Happy on the previous attack. They had no ability to do that.
Good start.
Good start here, but it's a long road.
Okay, gets another one. So that's
killing both
be,
DPSs.
You know, 20 seconds bought.
But
not bad.
Their comp has the potential to instantly burst Climax if they can get into position. They're actually deciding to move it away from that now after they're like, well, you know what? I guess Widow for Widow, the defense on this map is strong. They're going to run the tank composition now, with Happy still able to, if he can get line of sight through this barrier, has the ability to flank and then kill Climax.
Oh, ult coming down. No hook to be found here for Violet. Spamming away as they start bringing the cart around this first corner, and that's about all that they really need. Still inching forward. The barrier coming down. That's going to be Rain getting taken out. Violet under fire. Can he take a breather? It looks like he does, but Yakpok is going to go down as Rio finds the double kill, throws at the fire strike. Stellar is going to die. They managed to answer two back as Envy and Charo will fall, but Happy gets rid of Violet, and that's just going to be it would seem. A push forward, a boop away. Humbaba out of the mech, off the cart, dead. Earth Shatter just for funsies. They roll it through. Bellum, welcome to the semifinals. You get your victory. You had to wait a little bit longer because of how long that first series went, but you get it cleanly in the end. The draw, the only thing, the only blemish on this quarterfinals record.
Very dominant performance tonight. Volsky is a map we see a lot of draws. Can't take anything away from them there. It was O2 Ardeont's opportunity to maybe get the hold on B. They played greedy. The draw came through after the extra round. They failed to kill it. Happy, he has to be given praise for what he's done tonight. Controversial past or not, we live in the present now, and the present is this player is going places.
Yeah.
I do not imagine a world where we do not see this player in Overwatch League for Season 2. He's just proven himself time and time and time again. The rest of Bellum looks solid. They've got a good tank line with Rio and Envy, of course, who's back from LA Valiant. Their support line, actually, with Wonjae Lee, gets a lot of kills even. But their whole team plan is to play around Happy's Widow, and that's why he finds success on the Widow on each and every map. Climax, on the other hand, with no extra level of threat, because the hero pool of Ivy is somewhat limited, and also, of course, the hero pool of Stellar even more so when he's subbed in like this. They just don't have the ability to flex. They don't have the ability to shut down Happy. He was almost untouched there on Route 66, and he won them that draw. He forced that draw on Volskaya so hard by himself.
Absolutely wonderful from Happy. Leave the last one there to shake hands with O2.
And so far, this playoffs of this season have been much more straightforward than the last.
Yeah, other than Oasis.
Yeah.
That was
we don't like to talk
That
about
was a
Oasis.
bit of a roundabout thing. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, so far, just really clean starts coming through. Still more to be had tomorrow, but what we can say now is that Bellum will be advancing into the semifinal again, and they will have to square off against Kongdu Benthera.
That will be very exciting. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how Happy performs against like a really heavy tank line.
Yeah.
You know, he obviously, because Climax is such a linchpin for O2 Ardeont,